The midterm elections this November in the United States are shaping up to be a battle not just between Democrats and Republicans, but also between current president and his immediate predecessor.
Yeah, former President Barack Obama has made a bold play on the national stage since the beginning of September, delivering 3 speeches that has made him a key figure in Democratic hopes to regain some power in Washington. And whilst his successor, President Donald Trump, is not on the ballot, his agenda will be, with these 2 highly popular figures in their respective parties, likely to play crucial roles in November's outcome.
While President Trump has used his Twitter handle to consistently attack his predecessor, Obama has largely remained silent. But that all changed when he spoke at the funeral of late Republican Senator and former presidential rival John McCain on September 1st.
So much of our politics, our public life, our public discourse can seem small and mean and petty. Trafficking in bombast and insult and phony controversies and manufactured outrage. It's a politics that pretends to be brave and tough, but in fact is born of fear. John called on us to be bigger than that. He called on us to be better than that.
That was just the beginning. He'd give 2 further speeches the very next week in which he attacked President Trump and the Republican Party for fueling division and resentment in the country.
I was also intent on following a wise American tradition of ex-presidents gracefully exiting the political stage and making room for new voices and new ideas. I'm here today because this is one of those pivotal moments when every one of us, as citizens of the United States, need to determine just who it is that we are.
Both parties have urged their supporters to get to the polls on November 6th, when Democrats need to pick up at least 23 seats in the House of Representatives and 2 in the Senate to regain control of at least one lever of government.
He said, what do you think of President Obama's speech? And I said, I'm sorry, I watched it, but I fell asleep. I found he's very good for sleeping. I think he was trying to take some credit. He was trying to take credit for this incredible thing that's happening to our country. If the Democrats got in, I have to say this to President Obama, and it wasn't him, but would have been the same thing. If the Democrats got in with their agenda in November of almost 2 years ago, instead of having 4.2 up, I believe, honestly, you'd have 4.2 down. You'd be negative. You'd be in negative numbers right now. You'd be in negative numbers.
Referring there to the country's current economic growth, after President Obama argued it was a recovery that started under his watch. While these 2 political figures are not facing each other on the ballot in November, it's an idea that supporters of both candidates wouldn't mind channeling nonetheless. Obama will have a personal stake in this, having been vexed by Trump for years. From lies about his birth certificate and his right to the presidency, to attempts, often successful by the Trump administration, to undo a number of his signature achievements. But President Trump likes a good political brawl and currently enjoys unrivaled popularity from within his Republican Party, making the prospects for November all the more mouth-watering, if not pivotal, for the future vision of these United States. Sherman Bryce-Peets, SABC News, New York.